Once a man, twice a child. One of Mama's favorite proverbs. I don't think I really understood what it meant until I was an adult with the responsibility of caring for aging parents. Truly, few of us look forward to our senior years when we'll have to go back to depending on others to care for us when our health begins to fail. But we can delay that period for longer by starting healthy habits now. We'll share some pointers in this half hour. Welcome to Jamaica Magazine. I am Theodore Henry. September is Senior Citizens Month, and today we highlight strategies by the Health Ministry to care for our aging population. It's also Engineers Week, so stay tuned as we delve into all that and so much more.
Program implementation remains strong. We also welcome the recent wage agreements. It was a proactive and important step in reducing Jamaica's public debt. A gradual economic recovery is underway. The growth outlook is improving. Growth is now projected to be about 1.4% for this fiscal year.
The government of Jamaica is on a mission, going for growth, staying the course, and transforming the economy through its economic reform program.
Good day, I'm Tamara McHale, and this is your JIS News for Tuesday, September 22. Government continues to craft strategies to create thousands of jobs for Jamaicans. At a two-day cabinet retreat that ended on Tuesday, the administration discussed the expansion of the business process outsourcing sector to create 18,000 new jobs. Cabinet also discussed adding over 6,000 hotel rooms to boost the tourism sector. Emphasis was also placed on the development of new agri-parks and projects in the energy sector. Cabinet also focused on the country's growth agenda, the current economic performance, as well as the strategic priorities for the upcoming fiscal year. The two-day cabinet retreat was in preparation for the 2016-2017 fiscal year. A statement from the Office of the Prime Minister further indicated that wage settlements for public sector workers, budget adjustments, and proposals made by members of Parliament during the State of the Constituency debate were also high on the agenda. Residents in sections of northwest Manchester will have greater access to water following repairs to a rainwater catchment tank in their area. $9.5 million was recently spent to repair the 35,000-gallon Ballynor rainwater catchment tank. It provides water to approximately 1,500 residents of Ballynor, Mile Gully, and adjoining communities. Water Minister Robert Pickersgill, who commissioned the tank into service, underscored its importance.
We must return to rainwater harvesting as one method of ensuring our water security in the face of increasing and intensifying droughts, which are one of the impacts of climate change.
The Ballynor rainwater catchment tank is one of 5 in the northwest Manchester constituency to be rehabilitated. It was first constructed in the 1950s. Residents in the Rowlandsfield area of St. Thomas are now benefiting from a new health center in their community. The Rowlandsfield Health Center, which was officially opened recently, was upgraded at a cost of $18.9 million. The facility now boasts improved bathroom facilities, fans, a room for medical records, 2 consultation rooms, staff area, canteen, an expanded waiting area, additional patient rooms, water storage, and wheelchair access facilities.
We celebrate against the background of improving the quality of life for the people of Jamaica. But in improving the quality of life, it is to the extent that health is seen just not as a social good, but is seen in the context of economic development from the standpoint of production and productivity.
Work on the Rowlandsfield Health Center was funded through the Sugar Transformation Program in the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries. It's in keeping with government's plans to improve healthcare facilities across the island. Since 2012, government has spent over $660 million to improve access to health care in over 129 health centers. One government minister is urging Jamaicans to play their part in addressing infrastructure problems facing the country. Dr. Omar Davies pointed to the Bogwalk Gorge, for example, which is sometimes impassable due to falling boulders from the hillside.
Whilst there's clearly need for straight engineering work, civil engineering works, I would suggest that some of the solution will lie in a reforestation program of the adjacent hillsides, and the need for us to incorporate and have this collaboration is going to grow over time.
The Transport Works and Housing Minister was speaking at Monday's opening ceremony to start Engineers Week 2015. It's being held under the theme Engineering for Human and Social Development. This year's week of activities is being done in collaboration with the Canadian Society for Civil Engineering and the Bahamas Society of Engineers. And finally, the business community in Portland is next in line to benefit from government's Mobile Business Clinic initiative. The capacity building activity, which is spearheaded by the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce, will be held on September 30 and October 1 at the Neville Antonio Park in Port Antonio, Portland. A new feature dubbed Business Suite will be introduced in the Portland leg of the project. It's a specialty business consultation area geared towards growth stage entrepreneurs in the parish. Startup businesses will also get special attention so that they're able to fully develop their businesses. The Mobile Business Clinic initiative, which was designed to strengthen micro, small and medium-sized enterprises, has already made stops in business areas across 7 parishes. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Tamara McHale. Thanks for watching.
Are you registered to vote? If not, don't miss your chance to get on the next voters list. The deadline for registration is Wednesday, September 30. Persons not registered by September 30 for the November voters list cannot be added before May 2016. To get registered, simply visit the EOJ constituency office nearest you. For more information, call us at 922-0425-9 or visit ecj.com.jm. Remember, voting is your right.
There's no denying it. The elderly are important to the society. And so government has crafted programs to provide support. One such program is the Jamaica Drugs for the Elderly program, JDEP, which provides free medication for beneficiaries 60 years and over for the treatment of some chronic illnesses. Beyond that, the Health Ministry continues to push healthy lifestyle choices, which was in line with this year's focus on Caribbean Wellness Day.
We know that populations around the world are rapidly aging, with some of the fastest changes being seen in low and middle income countries.
And in fact, it is our over 80 population that has almost doubled since the previous survey 15 years earlier. We have gone from 42,000 to 79,000 older people in that 80 and over age group, and Minister, a lot of them are in rural areas, and they are predominantly female. One of the things that came out of the 2012 study, which was a bit alarming, was the tremendous increase in hypertension in the over 60 population, the levels of hypertension doubling. Even more important, the levels of diabetes in our elderly population increasing by 158%.
Our quest to reduce NCDs will have to be achieved through a holistic and all-encompassing approach, starting with the pregnant woman and continuing with the infant, child, the teen, the adult, and the elderly.
I am Lillian Palmer. Last year, I was in the club and our coordinators asked who want to go and at the run and walk, and I didn't answer at the same time. But when I think it over, I know that I have a little strength, and I said I will go. And I walked from Gleaner up to Crossroads and back. And I felt, and I walk and I come down back. And when I come down back, everyone was cheering me. Everyone was cheering me because I was 80 years old, and now I am 81 years old.
With the increase in the population of the elderly, the demands on the health systems becomes bigger. So the importance of having good eating habits, physical activity, abstinence from smoking, and alcohol overuse. These are the major prevention methods that has been proven to be successful, and the need to continue on that.
We recognize, therefore, that we have to start to put the building blocks in place from very early to achieve the requisite behavior change that will lead to a reduction in lifestyle-related diseases in our population. Jamaica's commitment to this CARICOM-led initiative has been unwavering as we continue to strengthen health infrastructure and services to move closer to our goal of a healthy and stable population.
Last calendar year alone, the NHF spent over 3.6 billion, subsidizing 2.6 million prescriptions for the 15 conditions that we then covered. We accept that healthy lifestyle enhances healthy aging, which reduces the number of persons being affected by the severity of chronic illnesses. But the truth is, with an aging population, the demand for treatment for the elderly for NCDs will increase as the population grows.
Know your numbers and control the keys to a healthier heart. Know the numbers for your blood pressure, cholesterol level, blood glucose level, and your weight and body mass index. Find out the risks they represent and what you need to do to stay healthy. Talk to your doctor and start making healthy lifestyle choices to prevent a heart attack or stroke.
Without the old people, we couldn't be here. So them set a foundation for live off it.
Them just have to contribute them knowledge what them learn in the past so them can teach we as young people. I mean, the older we grow, there's a lot of things we learn. Them already been there, done that. So we just look on them as the older one and respect them no matter what. And them have a lot to contribute.
Older people would have many years of experience in many different fields of endeavor. Life experiences, experiences in business, experiences dealing with people. So they would have a lot to impart to the younger generation who are just coming up, who would have lived through those experiences.
Older people can share their experiences. A lot of things happened before, and it relates to our time right now. So we need the older people, we need their experiences to share with the younger people. And it will help a lot.
The children, they must learn to respect elders, have manners to them, and listen what they're saying carefully. Because it's so we grow up, to have manners and listen to what the elders say to us. And whatever them say to us, we must listen and live by it. Don't go to have the way.
citizens, the elderly. Whatever you call them, they are valuable, a group of precious individuals who have laid the foundation for future generations. Treasure them, respect them, show them love and kindness, care for them, sit with them and listen to the stories of yesteryears, learn from their experiences. Or senior citizens, important assets to the Jamaican society.
One chronic condition that affects many persons in Jamaica as we get older is diabetes, which unfortunately is often a result of unhealthy lifestyle practices. In today's HealthWise, we explore the health challenges of diabetes in the eyes.
Diabetic eye disease is one complication which people with diabetes face. Ophthalmologists say diabetic eye disease can cause severe vision loss or even blindness. Diabetic eye diseases may include diabetic retinopathy, cataracts, or glaucoma. However, you do not have to have diabetes to contract cataracts or glaucoma. Head of the Department of Ophthalmology at the University Hospital of the West Indies, Dr. Donovan Calder, says the most common type of eye disease associated with diabetes is diabetic retinopathy.
Is a condition you see in the eyes of diabetic patients where they have abnormalities of the small blood vessels. It's a manifestation of these abnormalities that we call retinopathy. It involves occlusion of the small blood vessels, it involves leaking of the small blood vessels, and it involves abnormal growth of blood vessels in the eye. The abnormalities of the blood vessels results in leaking, which is seen when we look in the eye as bleeding. You may find what we call exudates, which are lipoproteins or fat in the blood, which accumulates in the retina. We may see thickening of the retina, so because there's fluid leaking into the retina like a sponge, it gets thicker. You may see areas where there is no circulation because the blood vessels have blocked off. And if it is severe enough, you then see abnormal blood vessels growing. Now, all of this process of leaking and abnormal blood vessels growth we call retinopathy.
Dr. Calder pointed out that anyone with diabetes is at risk of having diabetic retinopathy. The longer a person has diabetes, the more likely it becomes that he or she will develop this complication. Nearly half of all people with diabetes will develop some degree of diabetic retinopathy during their lifetime. However, some of the likely symptoms related to diabetic retinopathy include fluctuating and blurring of vision, making it hard to read and drive, intermittent double vision, loss of peripheral vision, and flashes and floaters within the eyes. Since the disease has no symptoms at the early stage, Dr. Calder says diabetic patients can only detect diabetic retinopathy during an eye examination.
Avoid, alter, accept. 3 steps to help you quit smoking. 3 things to help you kick that cigarette butt. Avoid places, people, and things that encourage smoking. Alter the way you do things.
If you normally drive a certain route, and when you drive a certain route, you're going to pass a bar. Drive a different route, you don't pass the bar.
Get rid of ashtrays and all smoking apparatus. Breathe in and out. Drink some water. Count to 300. Go for a walk and hang around non-smokers. And after all that, accept that you need help.
With support, you're going to find, oh, I really feel better with support. Because the person who's supporting you is going to say, you know, I'm proud of you.
Do it one day at a time. Join the fight and quit smoking for life.
As we observe Engineers Week, we spotlight a young engineer who created an automated greenhouse system using a cell phone to control its operation. Pretty cool, don't you think? Let's see how it works.
Technology has afforded us the opportunity of being in control without having direct physical contact with objects or certain mechanics, thus creating an ease and relaxed way of doing things. Now, this remote operating technology has been added to farming at the local level. In a technology-driven world, persons are finding more innovative ways to improve and simplify how we do things, as well as creating added benefits and increased profits for businesses. Such was the intention of engineering student at the University of the West Indies, UN Pitta, when he designed and created this fully automated hydroponic greenhouse system. Renewable energy driven, the system is programmed to be operated by the use of a smartphone or the internet, facilitating a more efficient and effective approach to farming.
You don't have to be at the plants every day, right? At the greenhouse every day, because you have access to all the information that you normally would go there to check for.
Information such as the nutrient levels, water, temperature and humidity, which in a typical greenhouse setting would require manual observation and control. But Pitta's automated system controls all that activity, allowing farmers to maintain quality crops from just about anywhere in the world.
We control the nutrient concentration, such as your N, your nitrate, the phosphate and your potash, as well as pH and dissolved oxygen. We have a set limit that those parameters are supposed to be at. So once it exceeds those parameters that we set, you will automatically updated by your cell phone to let you know that something is wrong in your greenhouse, our nutrient is off. We can actually monitor this system remotely via cell phone or over the internet.
The intelligent controlling is performed by what's called a programmable logic controller (PLC) that's microcontroller based. The PLC is used to activate the input and output processes of the greenhouse hydroponic system. Head of UWI's Engineering Department and UN Supervisor Dr. Paul Aking explains.
Everything that feeds the nutrients and the sensors and the valves and everything that requires some on-off or some amount of control, all of that is computerized, and it goes into the computer and it stores as special signals, and the commands are stored as special signals. What we do now, we send those signals via the internet, via the SMS, via something like your texting, and then we can see what it is, and we can send both ways. It's bidirectional.
The application won first place for the open category in the 2013 Minister's Innovation Award developed by the Science and Technology Ministry.
It's an ICT control, meaning that the Internet Protocol login, monitoring and control system of an agricultural process that everyone knows about. No one was aware that you could control these things so remotely, and it really blew the judges away.
Judges were also impressed by the system's ability to efficiently produce its own supply of energy while providing a sustainable means for food security and food production.
This project is about growing plants in a solution environment. It's about controlling such growth and ensuring that you can do that control remotely, or you control and monitor remotely.
Greenhouse farming is known for generating very high crop yield and high quality produce when compared to open-air farming. Interests have already been pouring in from both the private and public sector, including the Ministry of Agriculture, about the microcontroller-based automated hydroponic greenhouse system, and the team intends to make this a true demonstration that the technology works.
The next stage is we're going to go to a functional, fully demonstratable functional prototype that anyone in the country can come and look at. You will see the physical plants growing. You'll get a measure of the yield of the plants. We want to take it as far as it can go. So we want to demonstrate that the technology works.
Ultimately, this automated system is intended to replace the hydroponic technology being used today and to make some farming methods less labor-intensive.
We want to engage in projects that are useful, that are nation building, that are solving problems in the nation, not just some on-the-shelf stuff. So hydroponic and sustainable agriculture is a useful, and we add the electronics and the engineering to it, modernize it, and here we have a product.
This level of commitment to nation building justifies the government's unending drive to promote technology as a vehicle to propel new businesses and to improve existing ones.
We have opportunities, and it is these areas that we have identified that we have advantages that we need to exploit, and we are going to do it.
Fever, rash, joint pain and red eyes, all common signs of the Zika virus or ZIKV. Symptoms are usually mild, lasting anywhere from a few days to a week. Jamaica has no Zika cases, but if it gets here, it would only be transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Don't give Zika a chance. Prevent the breeding of these pesky mosquitoes.
The use of oil, cooking oil, a little tip of cooking oil poured on the surface of the water suffocates the larvae and prevents them hatching out. So persons can do that.
Is your silence worth the life of a child? Report child abuse. Call the Office of the Children's Registry at 1-888-PROTECT. Be the change. Speak out. Protect our children.
And that's a wrap. But before we dash off, an invitation. Join us in celebrating our senior citizens. Show some love to the elderly in your community. Listen to them. You'd be surprised at what you can learn. Please share your comments or feedback by emailing Jamaica Magazine at jis.gov.jm. You may also visit our website at jis.gov.jm to stay in the know. Our footprint on social media also makes it easy to stay in touch. On behalf of the JIS production team, I'm Theodore Henry, inviting you to tune in again tomorrow for another edifying program. Until then, walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.